Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Menken here with Splash Sports. Today is May 30th, 2024. A little recap on yesterday's plays. We ended up going 1-2. Had a losing day on this show. It is all right. We're going to bounce back absolutely here today. I am recording in San Diego. That's why we got this nice looking background behind us. So let's roll right into this, guys. You know, on this show, all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game. Plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into those plays, be sure to smash that like button for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on that notification button. That way, every time I drop another video, you guys will be notified. All right, let's take a look at today's game. Starting off with game number 1, we got the Houston Astros taking on the Seattle Mariners here. Spencer Arrighetti will be on the mound here. He's 2-5 this season with 37.2 innings of work. He does have an ERA a little high of a 6.93 here. 43 strikeouts, though. He's clearly averaging a strikeout per inning and 29 earned runs here. You look at who the Seattle Mariners are throwing out, and it's going to be Logan Gilbert here today. 3-2 on the season, 70.2 innings of work. He does have an ERA of 3.06 here with 66 strikeouts, just averaging below a strikeout here per inning, and is allowed 24 earned runs. You look at Logan Gilbert's last 2 starts, hasn't had a win or a loss in either one of those. He just recently pitched against the Nationals, where he went 6 innings of work, 3 hits, and 1 earned run. You look at what he did previously before going against these Nationals. In his last start, he went against the New York Yankees. In that one, he struggled. He struggled right out of the gates, too. The Yankees ended up scoring 2 runs on him early. Logan Gilbert's a hit-or-miss pitcher. He's either on or he is not on whatsoever, and he will get hits early on in the ball game and try to recoup his stuff later on during the game. But I think Logan Gilbert's going to come out firing, filling off the strike zone. We'll see what Arrighetti has in store here for this Houston Astros team, as he just lost to the Oakland Athletics in his last start, going 5 innings of work, 5 hits, and 3 earned runs. I'm leaning more towards this Seattle Mariners team getting to Arrighetti here in the top of the first inning, but I think that this Houston Astros team has the firepower in this lineup to get to Logan Gilbert, because Logan Gilbert does like to leave mistakes high in the zone early in the game. That's why in game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners, we're smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. So on to our second game between the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins here. For the Kansas City Royals, Dylan Lynch will be on the mound here. Doesn't have a win or a loss on the season. 7 innings of work this season with an ERA of 0. 6 strikeouts and no earned runs here. Minnesota will be throwing out Chris Paddock. He's 4-2 so far this season. 55.1 innings of work. He does have an ERA of 4.3. 50 strikeouts, just under a strikeout per inning, and 27 earned runs. You look at Paddock, hasn't picked up a win or a loss in his last 3 games. In his last start came against that Texas Rangers team, going 5 innings of work, 4 hits, and 2 earned runs. Little fun fact about Dylan Lynch, as I faced him at Virginia here when I played at Virginia Tech. This guy's a southpaw here. His last game came against the Angels, and he came out of the pen actually. May 9th was his last start here. He's getting the start in this one. I know he is a competitor for sure, and he will fill it up from the left-hand side. His last start against those Angels on May 9th, he went 2 innings pitched, no hits, and no earned runs there for Dylan Lynch. This guy's a competitor and will fill up the strike zone. That's why in game number 2 between the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins, we're smacking the NRFI, no runs first inning. Let's go into our third and final game between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets here. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, they got their guy on the mound in Zach Gallen. He's 5-4 here with 57.2 innings of work. He does have an ERA sitting at a 3.12. Does have 60 strikeouts on the season, averaging a strikeout here per inning. Is only allowed 20 earned runs on the season. You look at this New York Mets team, they'll be throwing out Christian Scott. He's 0-2 with 22.2 innings of work here, an ERA of 3.97 with 21 strikeouts on the season, just under a strikeout here per inning and 10 earned runs. Look at what Gallen did in his last start. He had a hiccup there at home against the Miami Marlins, going 7 innings of work, 8 hits, and 3 earned runs. He got the loss. I know Zach Gallen will come out ready from pitch number 1 in this matchup. A bounce back game here for Zach. I'm a little concerned on Christian Scott for the New York Mets, if he could keep this Arizona Diamondbacks off the scoreboard here in the first inning, and I think he will do so here. That's why in game number 3 between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets, we're smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's take a recap of the games I have selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners, we're smacking the YRFI. Yes, runs first inning. Game number 2 between the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins, we're smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. In our third and final game between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Menken with Slash Sports. If you have not done so, smack that like button for me. Helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And also go follow me on X for every single one of my MLB plays. Best of luck and best bets.